What's up everyone? The latest set of Big Brother 24 nominations have been made, and with Terrance it seems that old habits die hard. We've got so much to talk about, so welcome to your live feed update. Alright folks, now right before we get started, if you haven't already and you want quick, concise and fun Big Brother videos on your YouTube feed, hit the subscribe button because I've got a goal of 20,000 by the end of the season. I would massively appreciate if you all could contribute to that. It would mean the absolute world to me. And also, hit the like button and the bell icon to get notified every single time a brand new upload goes live on the channel. That's 3 buttons. Subscribe, like, bell. Smash them. Alright gang, jumping right into the nomination ceremony with Michael as the head of household. He decided to nominate, as predicted, Terrance and Alyssa for eviction. Now, I believe we are going to be looking at Terrance leaving the house on Thursday night. I know there was talk at one point of potentially it being Turner, but I would imagine whoever's going to be sat next to Alyssa is going to be going home. Unless Alyssa causes too many ripples or, you know, too much buzz in the house, essentially. The person sat next to her will be going home. And plus, it makes not really much sense to get rid of Alyssa. She's not a threat. She doesn't win comps. She isn't going to get jury votes. Well, she'll get Kyle's. And also, Michael's smart enough to realise that taking out Alyssa on his head of household reign is kind of a flop move. You know, on the outside, where he would be one of us kind of going, oh, that's a waste of a head of household. That's a waste of a reign to get rid of someone like Alyssa. And I think Michael knows that, which is why he is more likely targeting Terrance, whose stock has definitely gone up in the past couple of weeks, rather than Alyssa. Terrance is somebody that's going to be a very central character on today's video because he is continuing to spit hate towards Taylor and blame towards Taylor about everything. Again, just a rumour, but apparently there was talk that Terrance refused to hug Taylor after the nomination ceremony. Of course, feeds are down, but we don't know. We were kind of led to believe that, though. Don't hold me to that, though. As I said, it's just kind of what I've read. Terrance is just really not a fan of Taylor. He really does not like her at all, and any opportunity he has to sit there and sound like a grumpy old man who's mad at life, he takes that opportunity and takes the hate out on Taylor. And it's not very nice to see. As I said, that's going to be a lot of the talk in today's video. But I think he, even though Michael nominated him, he just continues to kind of spiral. And everything seems to come back to Taylor. Sounds like Terrance has got the problem, in my opinion, not Taylor. But anyway, that's what I'm going to ask people for the question of the day today. If the nominations do stay the same this week and it's Terrance and Alyssa on the block by the end of the week, who would you like to see evicted from the Big Brother house on Thursday night as the first casualty of the double eviction? Would you like it to be Terrance or would you like it to be Alyssa? Let me know in the comment section below. Okay, now Terrance came out with a line at one point to Michael about, it was something along the lines of how the game is going to be played from a different perspective when you're in jury and all that kind of stuff. And it was like, basically, translation for that line is like, do you know when you kind of, you're biting the hand that feeds you, if that makes sense? Michael's the head of household and Terrance is kind of threatening him, saying, hey, if you send me to jury, it's a translation of if you send me to jury, then I'm going to taint the jury against you. That's kind of what it sounds like. I'm reading my updates now and I'm just amazed how fast Terrance can spiral like this. You know, for an older guy, you'd think he would maybe have a bit more of a grasp on life. But you know what? Having said that, I don't buy that at all. It doesn't matter what age you are, whether you're 70, whether you're 125, or whether you're 22. It doesn't matter. You know, people are going to have right and wrong outlooks on things at all sorts of different ages. So honestly, I take that point back about him being older and knowing, you know, what's right and wrong. I just think with Terrance, he's it's Terrance, right? You know, we've got to know Terrance as a person over the past nearly 2 months now, and wait, no, it will have been 2 months. That's right. And I don't know. I feel like there's a lot to take in with him sometimes, and him in essence saying that he's going to taint the jury if he's sent there by Michael, I just think is really bad gameplay. It's never good to do that. In my opinion, if I was the head of household and one of the nominees came up to me and kind of just said, you know, look, this game, it's going to be played different from a perspective of a jury member, and you know, it would make me more mad at the fact the person I would nominate and had nominated was basically insulting me and saying, you know, look, do what I want, or I'm going to taint the jury against you. It would make me want to take them out even more, right? Because nobody's really going to take someone that seriously who is like that, who is, you know, sounding bitter, because their voice is going to be drowned out at the jury roundtable or just in jury in general. And for me as well, from that perspective, I would rather somebody outwardly come up screaming at me in my face, going, I'm going to taint the jury against you, rather than even being just kind of passive-aggressive about it, like Terence was being. Anyway, on that point, as predicted, Michael did actually speak to Brittany, Taylor and Turner later and kind of said, look, Terence came up to me earlier and he was trying to threaten the fact that he's going to taint the jury against me. You know, that obviously sat with Michael, and that's my point. That's what happens when you talk to someone like that, when you talk to them in such a way. People are going to get that vibe and they're going to spread it around. They're going to spread that information around, because when you're the head of household, you can kind of say what you want. You don't want to say too much, but Michael is being careful in what he says, and I think just throwing a little bit, you're giving Michael more to work with, right? You're giving the head of household more dirt to work with, and they can take that dirt, use the shovel and bury you even more when you continue to give them that dirt. And I have no doubt in my mind that Terence is going to continue to create more and more dirt on himself as the week goes on. Okay, gang, it appears that Terence has resorted back to early day Paloma tactics, totally crapping on Taylor and just saying horrible things about her. I mean, I see loads of people going, oh, you can't say anything bad about Taylor, you can't do this, and saying you always defend her. And I'm like, yes, I do, because she's a good person. If anybody watches the feeds, they will know that Taylor's a good person with a good heart who never says anything bad about anyone, which is why these abhorrent things that are being said after all these days in the house just don't make any sense whatsoever, and it just makes you go, what? You know, so anyway, Terence has been talking about Taylor, of course, to Monty, and I'll read out a couple of the transcripts of what Terence said. Okay, so Terence says to Monty, the little friends that she is and Taylor do claim they are manufactured. It's not no genuine bonds. Her friendships are you guys went through a pageant together. It ain't no real friends, and you don't know how to make friends. What does he see in Taylor to incite that much disgust and hate? Like, even my dog's getting excited about it. I don't know if y'all can hear him barking, but he's getting excited, and he agrees with me. He agrees with me at the fact that Terence is, quite frankly, out of order for going on like this. I don't understand where he gets the material to kind of think to himself, yeah, Taylor's awful. She can't make any friends. She, you know, it's not a genuine connection and all that kind of stuff. Like, what possesses Terence to actually believe that is Taylor? It's like you know, he couldn't be further from the truth of what her actual personality is like. Like what I just discussed there before I even read it out, and my dog still sounds very, very passionate about this, is the fact that Taylor is warm, she's sweet, she's kind, she's genuine, she's thoughtful. Yet Terence has somehow actually got the total wrong idea of it. And I'm going to close this clip early just to go check on my dog. Be right back, folks. Okay, and we're back. My family sorted that one out there, and it appears that my dog was just barking at nothing, similar to what Terence is doing in the Big Brother house. He's barking at nothing over Taylor, and it just makes no sense. Anyway, let's read out the next transcript that Terence said to Monty. So, here we go. The little bit of attention that you get here, as in Taylor, like as if he's talking to Taylor. The little bit of attention that you get here, you hold on to it for dear life because you don't have no real genuine connection. Brittany will make you feel like she loves you, and Michael going to do the same. He's really mean. I don't, you know, when Kyle stood up the other day, just before he was about to be evicted, he said in his speech, he looked at Terence and he said, you know, you're like the perfect this, that and the other, and people should look up to you and stuff like that. And I watched it and I thought, and that's exactly why he's inciting hate on a young woman who has done absolutely nothing wrong. And I know there'll still be people who are coming through today saying, shut up, Tom, stop getting so excited over Taylor and stuff like that. And I'm like, bruh, like, you must have to be mad. You must have to be sad in your life if you're going to be one of those people who come through with those comments. And two, you're like Terence, who has to just hate. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. Why does he... I feel like I could literally go in circles all day on this and talk about this for a long time and still not find the logic behind it. I mean, let's just rewind for a moment. I'm gonna I want this to be an open discussion right now, so let me know your thoughts. But do we think it stems back to when Paloma poisoned the house on day one? Did some people get over it and some people didn't? Does it stem from Daniel hitting Paloma? Because obviously we know that Daniel and Terrance were like those old guys on the Muppets who heckle from the balcony. And now Terrance is in a position in which, oh crap, he could be going this week. It's like, I'm just going to take my hate out on Taylor. Is that what it is? Is it just been bubbling below the surface for all this time? Either way, it's not very nice, and it's never nice to talk about that. I'm going to read on that line again, just so people let that sink in. The little bit of attention that you get here, you hold on to it for dear life because you have no real genuine connection. That's like really, I don't know, that's a snipe. That's like, I don't know. I would only say that about someone who I really didn't like. So, by logic, of going off my experience, I feel like Terrance must really hate Taylor. But the question that we're all finding ourselves asking, I mean, fair. I would say fair enough, but I mean, it would be more understandable if, you know, Taylor had been this awful person who was really mean the entire time and, you know, was bullying people and being nasty. But she's the total opposite, right? She's kind, she's thoughtful, considerate. I could list positive adjectives all day. But Terrance somehow has this warped view of her where she's this evil, horrible person who's desperate for attention and has no friends. Terrance could not be further from the truth. Very disappointing. That is all of your live feed updates for today, folks. I thoroughly hope you all enjoyed watching. Please let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. I kicked my weekend off to a great start. I started watching for the first time ever last night When Harry Met Sally. I've never seen it before. I fell asleep, watched the rest this morning. Oh my god, that film was amazing. I feel so warm and I feel quite romantic in a way. I loved it. It was so cool. So that's how my weekend's going so far. Just a little bit of insight there. I'm not going to go off on a tangent too much, but anyway, hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. Make sure that you're staying safe, staying positive, staying healthy out there, and remember to be kind to one another. But in the meantime, please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, do all of that wonderful stuff. But until your next live feed update, I've been your host, Tom Vasey. Good night.